What's going on, everybody? Mason from Dreadworks here. This is our little pre-Transworld live stream that we're going to be doing today. We've got all of the demo artists for Transworld 2026 with us. Going to be kind of a casual show. We're just kind of going to be talking amongst ourselves and going to be, talking about the demos at the show, etc. But yeah, just wanted to pop on and introduce everything. So I'm going to get everybody on the screen here. Here we go. Got to get Aspen on there and Autumn. What's up, guys? We're live.
Hi.
I think
Howdy, sweeties.
Autumn. Get Autumn back in here.
Cat. I heard a cat.
I heard a kitty too.
That's mine.
So real quick, we're kind of going round table kind of form. I'll have each one of you guys kind of introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are, if you're from a haunt or whatever, what haunt that might be, what got you into FX makeup, and then kind of describe your style a little bit. Anybody want to go first? No?
Not it.
I'll pick.
I'll do it.
Yeah, let's have Sam go first. So we'll get Sam up here.
Hi guys. So I'm Sam. I've been in the haunt industry for about 8 years now. I started at Six Flags. So I started in 2019. Kind of moved up from scare actor to makeup artist to technician, build, all that fun stuff. And I've been at Realm for the last, I believe, 2 years. So I've just always been doing SFX makeup, always practicing with, latex, eyeshadow, the basics. And now I just do my little airbrush thing. And I'm also from Wisconsin, so that's about it.
Heck yeah. From Wisconsin, you got to throw that in there, of course. All right. Let's see. Let's have Emily go next. Get you up here.
Front and center. My name is Emily. I'm out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm actually not too far from Mason himself. I've only been in the haunt industry for 3 years. And I went to makeup school in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I had been doing makeup since I was like 16 before that. But I'm still very much a baby in haunts. My first one was Hallow Scream in Orlando, and now I work at Hannah Haunted Acres full-time, on and off season, full year-round costume building, set building, and makeup.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, Emily's kind of the local one that second year in a row for bringing you out. I like having somebody local there, so I appreciate you helping out, and doing a demo. What you did last year was great, so
I'm excited for this year.
Oh yeah. How about, of course, we'll have Jade go next. Everyone loves Jade.
Hi, my name is Jade Carlson. I have been doing makeup since 2015. I am from Dead End Hayride. What else about me? I would describe my style as I like making cute things creepy and gross and infected and kind of the ick feeling when it comes to designing. That's about it. I would say I did about 2 years of traveling. So I worked at quite a few haunts. Been all over the place. It's been really fun. I've been with Dreadworks for the past few years, and I absolutely love coming out and demoing.
And we love having you. You've literally been with us since year one, so every Transworld we've had you at the booth, so you're one of the OGs.
OG. Ooh.
All right, let's get Aspen up here.
How you doing?
Tell us about you.
I've been doing makeup for about 5 years now. Some things that I'm looking forward to this year would be, let's see, hard. You guys are so good at answering these questions. Give me 1 sec.
You're fine.
What was the question again?
Just where are you with any haunt, or how'd you get started?
My ADHD is kicking major.
No, you're fine.
So I work with Nightmare on 13th in Salt Lake City. This will be my first time attending Transworld, so I'm very excited, a little nervous. I've never done anything like this in terms of demoing in front of people or front of a big crew. So I'm very excited. I hope to bring my game this year.
Awesome. Definitely looking forward to it, especially with your first year. That's super exciting. Glad to have you out at the booth. Let's see.
Thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this. I've been following Dreadworks for.
I've been following you for a long time. So. Yeah. All right. We'll get Autumn. Autumn, tell us where you're from. Tell us what got you into the game.
Hello. So my name is Autumn. I've been airbrushing since around 2016. I started really locking in probably like 3 or 4 years ago. But I work at Penhurst Asylum. I'm our current makeup director. I'm here with Brielzebub today. So he's here. But in terms of my makeup style and whatnot, it's kind of hard for me to describe. I'd say mind melty Tim Burton-esque shit. I don't know. It's a mess, but I'm very excited to be here. It's going to be my 3rd year at the booth. My first year I modeled. This year I'll be modeling and demoing, so I'm very, very excited to do all of the things for Dreadworks this year.
Heck yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, this is your 3rd. I didn't realize that. I forgot about the year that you modeled. So
yeah,
that's
go way
awesome.
back.
Absolutely. We'll get let's split Autumn and Brielle. We'll go with judo next. What got you started? Where are you at now?
So I've been doing it for haunting for going on 9 years. I've been doing makeup going on 4 years. I'm currently at Evil Intentions now. And what got me into makeup was, honestly, I just seen when I would walk into the makeup room as an actor, I was like, that looks really fun. So I've been doing that, and I do haunted houses and festivals now.
Heck yeah. I remember kind of like when you first started getting into the makeup game, I think like your first year you had messaged us, and then we had you as a model with Christian. And then, dude, I mean, 4 years, and that's something I talk about all the time. Like people like you and Autumn and, Sam even, like, that haven't been doing the makeup for as long as some of the others. Like, you guys just have excelled in just a few short years, and that's so cool to see. So I love having you guys on. But last and certainly not least, Brielle, tell us about you. Tell us what got you into the game.
Okay, hi, I'm Brielle. So I am at Penhurst Asylum. Also currently, so if my service goes in and out, that's why, because abandoned building and such. But 2007, 2008, I've been in the haunt industry. Been at Penhurst for quite a few years, about 2013, give or take. My style, I don't know. Random? I don't know. I tried to take a whole bunch of different things and not, but yeah. So
definitely makes sense. So talking about everybody's styles, that's something that I like to talk about because I feel like all of you guys have such different styles, and even though they're different, they all can complement each other so well. I know Jade likes to go with the super realistic kind of stuff and the bloody, nasty, grimy. And then Brielle and Autumn, obviously you guys are at the same haunt, but you've got that very, I don't even know, I guess hyper realism, super detailed, colorful, and I love it, but yeah, everybody's got such a unique style, so I'm excited to see kind of everybody come together and create some cool stuff this year. Speaking of, I kind of want to talk about what you guys' demo plans are for the show, obviously without giving too much away. So let's see, since we started with Sam, you want to talk about your demo just a little bit and tell us kind of what you got going on?
Sure. So, this is kind of going to be my first time doing male makeup. I primarily focus on female creations, just because I aim more towards pretty normally. So this is a little more out of my sector, I guess you can say. I'm hopping my boyfriend on to model for me, and he's never done any haunted house things. So he has no idea what to expect. So yeah, I'm dipping into neon, dipping into kind of like the Severance kind of vibe.
Nice.
You know, the film, the series Severance.
Yeah.
So we're kind of hopping on that a little bit.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. That's going to be really cool. Emily, how about you? What do you got going on?
I am going to step out a little bit different than I did last year. I do have Shelby as my model again, though, which is super awesome.
Nice. That's
so
great.
excited to work with her again. But I have a full face that I'm going to be working with, and it's going to be, without really giving it much away, it's going to be kind of ice themed. But I want the opportunity to work with those like deeper blues that you have. And it's also going to have a little bit of a girly pop vibe to it, but I think it's still going to be quite the standout, brighter colors. And I think it's going to be an odd one, but it's going to be a good one.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I love the ice and cold theme stuff. That's always really cool. Jade, what you got going on? You've always got some cool stuff happening.
So excited to see what Emily's coming up with. Kind of going back to making cute things into creepy, gross, scary. Without giving away, mine is a nursery rhyme based on one of those.
Nice.
And Autumn is actually going to be my model.
Perfect. I love that. Yeah, the fairies last year were so cool. Especially that you did 2 demos in one time slot. I've
done 2 demos every year. Like 2.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, now we got enough people where you don't have to worry about it.
I know, I'm just doing one. I'm focusing on one.
Okay. Autumn, what do you have going on?
Let me just say, I'm so excited to model for Jade. You have no idea. She hit me up and I was literally screaming at the concept. So be very hyped for that. It's exceptional. She's exceptional. We love her. But for my concept, I have 2 going, one for like a short little Sunday demo and one for the primary like Saturday day. And I will say it's definitely going to use some of those like earthy tones that you have, a lot of what I used last year for like skin texture and everything. But we're going to be seeing a scientist go through some sort of transformation that's going to be big and disruptive and chaotic and gross. So that'll be fun. The secondary one is going to align with our heaven and hell like theming for Transworld.
Oh, yeah.
So a little bit in that kind of vein of things, but I don't want to spoil too much. I also don't really know too much yet. So
that's great. I totally forgot about the Sunday that I kind of threw that out there because I've never really like planned anything for Sunday every year just because it's a short day, but I know like the years where I haven't planned something, I'm kind of like, man, I really wish we'd have something going on. So I kind of threw that out and you grabbed it up. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm excited for it.
Aspen, what do you have going on? I'm super stoked to see this.
Without saying too much, I will be sculpting, or I am sculpting my own my brain's fried. Foam latex prosthetic. I've been doing foam latex now for only about a year, so I'm still in the terms of learning, but anytime I can find the excuse to do it, I try to. So I'll be doing my own foam latex prosthetic that I've sculpted. It'll be my own like punk version of a character that I've loved for a long time. I'm a big fan of punk. That's like kind of my thing. So I'll be kind of doing like a punk insectoid creature without giving too much away. I've kind of been putting a few little guess what I'm doing on my stories, and I'll be posting a few more, so keep a lookout on that. But my goal this year is to kind of show what I can do in terms of interactive prosthetics. This will be my first time at Transworld, so I'm really excited. Nervous as all flip, but
Oh yeah, you'll do great, I'm sure.
thanks. I've been working hard on getting something done that'll be pretty cool. So I'm hoping everyone enjoys it. It'll be fluorescent for any of those who care. It'll be neon as everything. Neon.
Awesome.
So
Looking forward to it. I think it's great, especially with it being your first Transworld ever. I'm just, like I said, I've been watching your stuff for a while. So like I'm super appreciative that you wanted to come and do a demo and make us your first one. So
are you kidding me? It was so easy. I've been following you guys forever. And actually, little story, we decided to switch to doing Dreadworks effects for our airbrush makeup this year at the haunted house I work at.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And everyone on my team has been really loving it. It's incredibly similar in terms of formula to Pro Air, and which is what we've been using. And for all of my team to be like, "Oh wow, love this new brand. We're in love with it." It's been really great for us.
Awesome. I appreciate that a lot. And then I think the last one we got here. Oh wait, we still got to get. Well, we already. Okay, it's Brio, right? I'm not missing anybody, Emma. Just got to get Brio. Brio, what do you got going on? I'm sure it's crazy. Unless she's there, we go. You're here.
Okay, sorry, building sucks.
No, you're
Anyways,
good.
hi. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good.
What do you got going
Okay,
on for your
all right.
demo without giving too much away?
So, can't give too much away because it's tying in with something else that's happening on the show floor. So, if you guys walk around a couple different booths, you're going to see a similar theme going on. So, it's going to tie in with like the Heaven and Hell theme of the ball Saturday night. So, if you guys can figure out walking around what the theme is, I believe there's 7. So I'll give you that hint. There's 7.
Very nice.
So
it's gonna be cool.
It'll be full face prosthetic, and I'm gonna switch up. I know last year when Sam was my model, actually, I'd used a lot of the the gray and everything. That was my first year demoing for you. So
yeah.
With being my second year, I want to more colors, more whatever. So I'm definitely excited to branch out and do more colors, more things with your paint this year. So just keep an eye out.
Absolutely.
Like I said,
I'm looking forward
walk around
to
the
it
show
as well.
floor and yep. So
heck yeah. And everyone in the chat is saying that I did forget judo. So judo, what have you got going on? It's gonna be sick, I'm sure.
Okay. So mine is I'm a part of what Brielle's doing as well. So I'm very excited for what everyone's gonna create. I'm gonna be doing a girl model, and I'm gonna do a full face prosthetic, ears, and then I'm adding horns to the prosthetic as well. So I'm very excited. Mine is gonna be like, without saying what it is, like melting in a way, but also we could say bloody there.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Heck yeah. I think we're going to have some sick demos at the booth. And for those of you who haven't seen, we're in a new spot, booth 1315. We're going to be right down the middle with all the rest of the makeup and effects companies. So I'm super stoked about that this year. This is the spot I've always wanted to be. And Rich finally came through for us this year. So it's going to be awesome. That being said, I know everyone except for Aspen has been to Transworld. What are some things that like you guys look forward to at the show every year? Whoever wants to hop in.
I'm looking forward to actually walking around this year.
Okay. Yeah. I don't get to do that very much. I love all the networking, like especially like after hours of course the Marriott's the place to be. But just being able to talk to so many like-minded people and get, you know, ideas and talk strategy and whatnot, I love that. Anybody else got anything that you guys love every year about the show?
I'd like to second that. Oh, wait, Emily, you go.
Oh, I really like to walk around and genuinely look at, like, I will be not, you know, in their space, but right by the person doing makeup, because I see it as such a huge opportunity to learn, because I am still a little baby. Or, you know, there's a few people that do a live sculpt, or just getting to see like all the like all the makeup stuff that's just in my face. It's like Candyland. And I always love to just like run around and look at everything.
Absolutely. Jade, what did you have?
I was going to second on what you had said about being around so many like-minded people. I'd say people like us are kind of viewed as the freaks and the weirdos in the normal world. So being in an environment where the weird and kooky and the outrageous and the creative is just the atmosphere, and it's in an odd way comforting.
Yeah.
Because you don't really think of Dreadworks as, not Dreadworks, apologize, Transworld as comforting with all the screams and the smoke and everything, but it is.
It is for us, yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah, it feels like home, you know. Anybody else got anything that you guys look forward to or are looking forward to?
Seeing long distance friends.
Absolutely,
that I never get to
that's
see.
always a plus. Aspen, what about you? Since this is going to be your very first Transworld, what are you looking forward to? Obviously, it's going to be pretty overwhelming.
I'm definitely very nervous. So things I'm looking forward to. I guess the main things I'm looking forward to is meeting all the artists that I've been following for years, like
For sure.
and Autumn.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. That's a big thing. Like I remember my first Transworld, getting to meet all the people that you're friends with online that you've never seen in person before. So that's a huge thing.
You have to introduce yourself as your handle.
Yeah, your Instagram name. Yeah, that's always great. So a couple things I wanted to get into since we've got all of you guys on here. A couple of questions just about like haunt in general for any of the viewers that might have questions. Obviously, you can type questions in the chat and we can answer some questions. But one of the ones I wanted to throw out first for some of you guys is how do you guys, like, what helps you to get through the chaos of the season? Like, how do you handle it? Like, whether that be your processes or how you like to run the makeup room. What are some ways that help you guys get through the chaos? Anybody that wants to chime in?
I'll go.
Yep, I'll go. I don't want to cut anybody off.
Oh,
Jade's going.
Hello.
Sorry.
Let's go, Jade first.
Having
I know it's hard because there's so many of them.
Having a haunt bag like that I bring every single night, or if you do have a station, things that you can leave at your station. For me, it's water, an energy drink, granola bars, those like microwavable mac and cheese that you just have to add water. If you are in a hot area, one of those neck fans, nice shoes, just kind of taking care of yourself is really important, because we are doing this for like 3 hours every single night, holding our airbrushes and hunched over and trying to get into nooks and crannies. So for me, sleep and just taking care of myself.
Nowhere.
Absolutely. That's super important. I think, was it Brielle and Emily both had one too? Whichever one of you guys.
Shut up, okay? That makes
I think Brielle, go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say caffeine and spite. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah, caffeine and spite. No, I think what gets us through, at least here at Penhurst, is the whole vibe of our makeup room. So that has been here definitely knows that this is like just a powerhouse of a team and a powerhouse room. And I think all of us working there and vibing off of each other and the music, and we got snacks, we got all sorts of stuff going on, like every weekend. So I really think it makes for like a good environment and just like hypes everybody up. And I think that helps
For
a
sure.
lot to get through the whole season. We do theme nights here.
That's nice. And yeah, I mean, definitely like the culture, like, you know, if everybody can be on the same page and everybody's having a good time, that's super important.
I will
Uh,
say
So
Yeah, yeah,
with
go.
we
Penners
pick a Saturday,
specifically.
and one Saturday, you know,
Oh,
and
I
we
hear
just pick
you
different themes.
echoing from
And
like
yes,
2 minutes ago. Yeah, there's a whole lot of echo that's going on here. But specifically at Penners, I will say like the thing that's like the best about my team is that they all really have like the spirit of haunting in them. Like a lot of us will still get in costume and makeup after we're done here and go and haunt for fucking free because we love it.
Yeah.
And like I think like giving them the opportunity to like dress up and have fun and like have these dress up days and like do what they want to do and have these makeup jams and things like
Love
that
you.
like really gives them the creative outlet to like not just have to do haunt makeup and get the fuck out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to jump in and have fun yourself, you know. Emily, did you have something?
Oh, I mean, I really just second that, having everybody in good spirits. We'll play music in our room and I'll let my artists like pick something for the day and that's what we'll listen to. Or having Sarah behind me, you know, she does the TikToks and everything for the day. You know, just having that good energy all day helps.
For sure. Yeah, you guys run, and Sarah will tell me otherwise, but I've been there and you guys run like a well-oiled machine. So I can appreciate that.
We try.
I think it's great. I think you guys have everything down and it works really well for the size of cast that you have. So
Yeah, that's our biggest hurdle, I think. But just keeping those vibes up to get everything going, that'll do justice.
for sure. And does anybody else have anything on that note? No. Okay. So one of the other questions, which is a good one because there's all forms of these kind of people, but how do you guys deal with like difficult actors and painting difficult actors, whether it's going to be that actor that can't stand to have their face airbrushed or wants to always tell you that it needs more or you need to add more blood? What's your best way to deal with that kind of stuff? I saw you raise your hand, Sam.
I use the European method by just being straight up and telling them no.
That works.
I am as blunt as they come, and it is what it is.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? Judo, you
yeah.
got something?
Yeah, I'll say something. So we have some actors that their skin like just can't handle the airbrush.
Right.
So I'll just go in with a sponge and my little wolf puck and then just try to do what I can, you know, just like a lot of line work and stuff, just to do something, because like there's just some of the actors that like just one little bit of air and they can't.
Yeah,
So-
that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, obviously you run into that every now and again, and that's just something that you have to deal with. But it's always good to have a plan B for people that have, you know, sensitive skin or something like that. Jay, did you have something?
I'd say when it comes to the super squinting, scrunching, trying to fight the airbrush one, I always kind of stop and then remind them, say like, hey, if you feel like you need to scrunch your face, just like slowly raise your eyebrows, and you're not gonna come away from me. I'm just gonna follow you.
Yeah.
Like you're not running away. And then the talking, like the ones that just won't stop talking, I just will kind of stop them and be like, hey buddy, I really care about your story, but I want to give you a kick-ass makeup and I can't do that while you're talking. So
Right.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just how it's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alex says try to accommodate for people who can't do airbrush or can't tolerate it. And if all else fails, masks. Your masks are always a go-to, man.
Yep.
Sarah from your haunt, Emily, had a good question. Did any of you guys have any terrible experiences with makeup that you could talk about? Anybody got any good ones?
I know Sarah's probably referencing one specific story. Obviously anonymous, but we had somebody come in this past season. Every single time they sat in the chair, it was, "You're gonna do it like this," and I was like, "No, I'm not." And it was every single day. So if they sat in somebody else's chair, it was, "You're gonna do it like this," and I just said no. And eventually, he just got kicked out and either had to do his own makeup or get a mask or leave.
That works.
Yeah,
That
my
works.
patience grew thin, and I was just like, "Okay, you're done."
Anybody got any other good terrible horror stories?
We had an
Sam?
actor similar to that, but it got to a point where everyone else on our makeup team was like, "No, you're gonna go with Sam because she knows how to deal with your attitude." And I was like, "Okay, I don't care."
Yeah. I mean, you just got to be blunt sometimes, man.
Mhm.
I know. Sometimes people are just too shy to say, "No, this is how the makeup's gonna go." The one that I always hated when I was working at a haunt was, "Can you put a little bit of blood like right here?" And like, I'm like, bro,
I
no.
had someone ask me to turn them into the Terrifier. I was like, no, we don't have clowns, so no.
That fits.
You just have to put the music up. Just put the music high, they won't
Yeah.
pause.
What was that?
And just do the makeup, literally.
For
Or
sure.
when the actors try to wait for specific artists, I don't allow that. Like,
Nope.
I just have they all line up against the wall, and then
You get what you get.
because people will try to come up, and I'm like, no, you're waiting for the next person, and then
Right.
Mhm.
That's a big thing, is having like a solid structure in the makeup room of how it's going to go. Because I mean, obviously some of these haunts, like Emily's haunt, Hannah Haunted Acres, I mean, you guys have over 100 cast members most of the time. So if you don't have like a solid flow down of how that needs to go, I mean, usually most haunts are getting ready in a span of 2 or 3 hours. So it's like, if you don't have a solid flow, then that doesn't work. Autumn, you got something?
Oh, I have a maniacal story if you're up to hear it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so you know what? We have a lot of actors, and it's like very hard to shake me, like very hard. Like you can tell me I don't want this, and I'm like, I hear you. This is what we're doing, or you can talk to our managers, and we'll figure out a different spot for you because this is what the spot requires, kind of thing. But I had this past season, I had a person come up, and he did not want to wear a mask that was like an assigned mask for that section because they open early a lot of the time. We have it all set up so they're done, they're easy, they're perfect by the time we even need to worry about them. And so he kept coming to me, refusing to wear the mask. And I'm like, hey, I get it. I hear you. Talk to the managers, but you have to wear this mask tonight to work. Like, I'm not doing your makeup kind of thing. And so he left. And then returned like right after showtime started with a broken mask, like a clearly like ripped apart mask. And I was like, my brother in Christ, what is this? And he was like, well, it fell apart. And I was like, no, it didn't. You ripped it apart. Why would you do this? Kelly.
And then she made him eat it. Just saying.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I ripped him a new one. I was like, no, I understand what happened. This is unacceptable. Like, you need to talk to your managers. Like, you can go home. Like, this is ridiculous. Kind of thing. Whatever. It was rough, but this is not the bad part of the story. The bad part of the story comes later at the end of the night when I'm alone in my makeup room, handing out fucking makeup wipes like a good saint. And this man comes in to my door and he's like, hey, sorry about earlier. And I was like, it's okay, homeboy, you're good. Like, what's up? And he's just standing there and he's like, so how long you been doing makeup for? And I'm like, my brother in Christ. what do you mean? I was like, a while. What's up? What do you need? And he was like, well, I was just wondering if I could like get your number. And I was
Oh my
No.
god.
I was like, I just yelled at you. I ripped you a new one and you want
That's
my
the thing.
number? But I literally went in the weird way because my boyfriend works at the haunt and everything. And he was like, no. I was like,
Oh, that's
no,
funny.
sorry. My boyfriend's over there. We're good. But yeah, that was a weird one. It was definitely like oh, so you're into getting yelled at kind of thing, and it made me feel gross. Now I approach things a little differently.
For
But
sure, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
yeah.
Tabitha had one. I don't even know if it'll fit on the screen here. But yeah, she says, as someone who manages a haunt, it's part of our orientation to tell actors that makeup they get is what they get. Do not alter it yourselves. You don't get to choose which artist you go to, and respect the makeup team. If there are any issues, I have the artist come to me and I essentially tell them, as I tell my 7-year-old, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So that's a good way to look at it. Because yeah, I mean, the process is essential for a lot of these haunts that have a huge cast. Because yeah, when we have 2 or 3 hours to get 100 people in makeup and costumes, if you don't have a solid process down, it doesn't work. And a lot of people that aren't makeup artists just don't get that. So you got the ones that are showing up at 7:30 when you open at 8 o'clock. It sucks, but we all got to deal with it. I know. If no one else has any crazy stories, another great question that we had was, since we got so many great makeup artists, what is some advice that you guys would give to someone that's like just wanting to get into airbrush makeup in the haunt world? Someone's just starting out, whether that be product.
I say fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Like, it's just practice. It's, if you're new to it and, oh, how do you do that? I mean, it's years of practice. You're not going to pick up the airbrush and, I mean, maybe you will, who knows, but it's not going to be the same result. It's practice. It's work every day, put in the work. And especially nowadays, there's so many things online. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's so many people to follow, talk to, reference, everything. Back in the day, there wasn't that. So definitely, yes.
Yeah,
fuck around and find out.
That's a big thing. I remember when the haunt I was working at, when we first transitioned over to started doing airbrush, I remember there weren't near as many resources as there are nowadays. Like you couldn't, like in 2009, you couldn't just go on YouTube and look up how to do haunted house makeup. There was nothing. So I remember when we first started doing airbrush, I hated my life and wanted to absolutely quit because it was nothing like, using the old Maron grease wheels. But yeah, I mean, nowadays there's so many resources that, a lot of the younger people that are just starting out, you could just go on YouTube and find tutorials for days now, which is awesome. But yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Just pick it up, do it, Anybody else got anything of note on that?
You're not going to like every single thing you make, and that's okay.
Yes.
Yep.
But take a picture of it, even if you don't.
100%.
Yeah.
One thing I always like to tell people is like, as makeup artists, we're all always posting stuff online and doing all these crazy looks at the show. And I think there's so many people that are new to it that think everything they do has to look like that. And they don't realize that even though like you guys can create crazy stuff like that in a 2-hour span, or just like have a day for a photo shoot or something, we all still do stuff that looks like crap every now and again that we're not happy with. And when you're in a rush and you got 5 minutes to do, 10 more actors, it's not going to look that great.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people don't get that, which is why I agree 100%. Always take a picture of everything you do, because that way it gives you something to look back on and see how you've grown. What you got, Autumn?
I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying, as well as something that helped me, especially like leveling up quickly, is watching other artists and being open to asking questions. Like, I
Yeah.
ask everybody tons of questions because I'm like super curious what products you guys are using and how you're using them. And that helps me build into what I do. And so definitely don't be afraid to pick the brain of artists that you see that are doing amazing work.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Spencer Dillman just joined, and he says, "Shout out to the looks that we don't post." Which, yeah, 100%.
That's real.
I'm sure everyone's got a bunch of photos on their phone that they've never posted before.
Yeah. For me, I
Also
would say,
see. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think everybody should post a really shitty look. just to humble ourselves, and people have followings and everything, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. We got Christian, we got I Am Zombie, we got Autumn, we got me, we got all the people in the chat here that all do amazing work, but let them, that sucks, just to be like, hey guys, like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
The thing is, we a lot of the times finish and still think it sucks. I can at least verify
Yeah,
that. I'll finish a
literally.
look and I'm like, I hate it. It's disgusting. And then everybody's like, wow, it's so cool. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I think I remember Boston Pettit, a good friend of mine, but he made a big post about that a few years ago and posted like 5 makeup looks from a haunt season that just obviously they didn't look that great because he had 5 or 10 minutes, but he made a big post about that on Facebook that like, this is the stuff that you don't see. This is the stuff that people aren't posting because yeah, it's not some phenomenal makeup job that you spent 2 hours on and did a photo shoot for. But that's the biggest thing I like to remind people that are just starting out is, everything you do doesn't have to look like everything you're seeing on social media. So don't get discouraged and just keep practicing.
Don't compare yourself.
100%. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
That being said, obviously every year, I know you guys see it as much as I do, but there's like a few styles that go around. It changes up every year, but like there'll be like 2 or 3 big styles that go around yearly. And I feel like everybody tries to recreate that stuff in their own way. What's some of your guys' thoughts on that kind of approach? I mean, because obviously a cool style, everyone wants to implement it. But what do you guys like? What would you guys have to say about that?
I mean, I think it's good to try things, especially if you like something that somebody's doing. I know Christian's gonna tell me to shut up, but I love Christian's work. And I look up to him as an artist, and it's cool to try and recreate one of his looks. There's iconic, but I'm also me. I need to come up with my own thing. I think it's important to, have fun, try something, but definitely try and find your little, whatever that word is, niche.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
be original as you can be, I guess. I don't know, something.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like that's another thing that gets people down a lot is like, say, Brielle, you have a certain style and you create a look that catches on and everybody wants to do that look. Well, Sam might not be the style for Sam. And maybe she can't recreate that look to a T. So then she gets discouraged. I feel like that's a big thing that gets people down a lot is they see something and they want to recreate it, but then that style is just not for them, so that's something that I like to throw out there too is like just because it's a big cool thing that everybody's doing doesn't mean it's for you. Like take parts of it, sure, but I feel like we all should have our own styles and originality.
Yeah, dude, I try to do the little, I don't even know how to describe it. Some of you guys do it. It's like the little notches going down here.
The Hell's Gate notches, is that what you're talking about?
I fucking can't get it. Doesn't mean I don't. I absolutely love it. I can't get some shit.
I heard them referred to as a Hell's Gate a Hell's Gate nose years ago, and that's just what I call it all the time now.
It's gonna stick like that.
There, Alex chimes in. Yeah, Hell's Gate pitting. That's what she says.
Ooh, okay.
You should probably patent that.
Patent the pitting.
That's right. Awesome. So we're 50 minutes in. I really didn't plan on making this much over an hour, but just to kind of close out with you guys, the last question that I really had was like, what do you guys, and I want everybody to talk about this each individually, but what do you guys look to for inspiration? Or is there, is it within the haunt industry? Is it without of the haunt industry? What kind of stuff do you guys look at for inspiration? Anybody want to go first? Show of hands, or
I can go
Sam?
first.
Go for it.
So I look at a lot of like vampy, avant-garde more type of things. I love looking at like different runways and stuff, primarily like Pat McGrath, and all those kind of designers, makeup artists, makeup companies, that kind of put their own spin on things, where they find beauty in ugly. I think that's
Yeah.
a very big thing that I look at. And trying to make ugly things pretty. I think that's just my big overarching theme in all of my stuff.
Awesome. That's good. Definitely good inspiration. Who else has got something? Emily?
I shall go. I kind of resonate with that same. Oh, I went out of focus. I resonate with that same concept of just, having the ugly be turned pretty. I think for me, myself, I also really look for, I like severity, whether that's with line work or just like crazy silhouettes and stuff like that. That's really my airbrushing myself. I like to make it sharp lines, sharp everything. So I'm a very I like all the points and just that whole I don't do soft very much. I'm I'm in it. So I look at a lot of inspiration kind of through any art or fashion or just friends in general. I kind of pull from a lot of different places, but that's kind of my main thing that I stick to.
Heck yeah. I dig that. Jade, I know you got something.
I don't know.
I will say something that I see in you is that I feel like you pull a lot of inspiration from your job.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, I work in surgery. So, I mean, maybe that's why I like I'm kind of the opposite. I like making pretty things into gruesome gross. Hence, my demo this year being a nursery rhyme. Like I like kind of taking things that are supposed to be cute and making them rotten or disgusting. I do see some pretty disgusting things at work. Very, very gross. It probably does fuel my medical looks when it comes to infection and oozing and vomit and medications and things like that. So yeah, it probably is. Yeah, I get inspiration from work and my peers, the people
For sure.
I work with, I follow on Instagrams, on Facebook, or just creepy art. Art that when you look at it, it's like, this is very unsettling. Another person would probably swipe right past it or keep walking in the museum while I'd want to put a chair down and stare at it for hours because it's such an uncomfortable image, and I like creating those.
For sure. Yeah, I just had to bring that up because I feel like you do pull a lot of stuff from work, which is really cool because a lot of people don't really get the experience to see some of the stuff that you see, so it's cool that you get to take that and turn it around into the haunt world. Aspen, what kind of inspiration do you pull? Because something that I love about what you do is like, obviously you're in the haunt industry, but you do so much stuff with like small films and whatnot. And I've seen some of the small films that you've done work on, and it's phenomenal. Just like some of the ideas you come up with. So where do you pull inspiration from?
I'm a big fan of realism, following what happens in real life and what would happen over time, whatever we're talking about. A lot of the time, I follow realism references. It was a big transition, actually, switching over from film realism to haunted house contrast, because when you're doing haunt makeup, it's supposed to be so contrasted and easy to see in the dark, whereas film,
Right.
everything is lit and everything is easy to see and everything's on camera. And so being able
Right.
to see the two different aspects has been such a complex aspect, but I feel like I've been able to find my place in it. Sometimes I find myself not doing things dramatic enough for haunt, and then same thing vice versa. I find myself doing too much for film, and then
Right.
hard to balance.
I bet. Yeah. I mean, it's cool though that you get to work in both of those worlds, which that's what a lot of people don't really see. And what we do as well is that it is two totally different makeup styles. You know, when you're doing work for a haunted house, it's dark. You're dealing with dark, lighting, red lights, blue lights, and sometimes, the color doesn't even matter. In a haunted house, if they're under a blue light or something, and you're putting different shades of green and who knows what, you're not going to see that. But then, yeah, in contrast to that, doing film work where every little mistake is going to be lit up, as well as it should be. I could see where that could be a struggle, but that's really cool though that you kind of got to balance both of those for the two totally different worlds. I'm gonna go to judo and see where he pulls inspiration because I'm really interested in that, and then we'll finish up with the Pinhurst ladies. Judo, where do you pull inspiration from?
My light died. So I honestly, it's a lot of like when I'm at the haunt working, when the actor tells me what area they're in, I'm like, okay. So then I kind of like think along there, but a lot of it's from like Instagram, Pinterest, just doom scrolling and seeing different types of art and different types of looks, and I'm just like, wow, I like that. But I try to like the haunted house I work at, a lot of it's like the story we follow is like very culty, very demonic. So it's a lot of like demons and stuff like that. I feel like at my haunt.
Gotcha.
I
That
think
makes sense.
that was a weak answer, but I can't really think.
No. I mean, the thing I like about it though is every one of you guys have had a different answer, and not one of them has been what everyone else is doing in the haunt industry. So that's a great thing. Pinhurst ladies, where do you guys get your inspiration?
Do you want to go first?
A before B.
Okay, yeah, happily. So honestly, I am notorious for people will be like, "Oh, what you doing?" Even like on makeup demo days, and I'm like, "I don't know, we'll see." And then it happens, and I usually will pull like costume pieces first, and then I'll kind of go from there. I definitely am inspired by all of the other amazing artists that we know and love, like Brielle, Christian, everybody in this chat, Mandy, Aleo. Like seeing their work is definitely like, ooh, that's a concept I like. Like maybe I'll put that into another thing. But I'm big on like movement. Definitely in terms of like imagery too, like some niche stuff like The Forest, if you guys have ever played those games. But Resident Evil, stuff like that. I'm big on those kind of textures and things. So, oh yeah, movies, big on movies. But
Hi.
and then there's Brielle.
And then there's me. My phone died. Yay. Anyways, I think that I pull a lot of inspo, not only from like other artists and like bits and pieces of, things that I think are cool. I like to look at sculptures. So I take something that is 3D and try to airbrush it and make it 2D, like on the body, if that makes any sense. There was a post I think it was around Thanksgiving time. I airbrushed Dinwiddie's arm and I posted that on my page. I did a live and I was looking at like a sculpture image that I found on Pinterest of like a HR Geiger style sculpture. So I would try to take that and make it 2D, 3D into 2D. So
Nice. That's definitely unique.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, guys, we're about at an hour now, so we'll wrap up everything with you guys. And I just want to say thanks to you guys for joining. I know it was kind of chaotic because there's 7 of us, well, 8 including me, but and this is the first time I've ever like done anything like this with this many people, so it was kind of a learning curve, but I think we made it work all right. So I really appreciate you guys though, and I think this is going to be the best year yet. I'm so stoked to see what everybody does at the booth, and I can't freaking wait for Transworld. So I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for hopping on, and yeah, we'll close out with all of you guys, and then I want to thank everybody that tuned in. This was really just to kind of get all of the artists out in front of everybody that maybe didn't know who they were already or just was interested in what's going on at the show. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for viewing this. I hope everything went well on your end. Like I said, this is the first time I've done something like this, and I think it went off pretty well. We had a few little hiccups here and there, but overall, I'm really happy with it. I'm happy we had the opportunity to get everybody a little bit of screen time and talk about what they got going on for the show. So be sure to check us out at Transworld. We're going to be booth 1315. We will be right there with all the rest of the makeup companies. So honestly, that's probably what I'm most excited about this year. Huge opportunity for us as a small company to just to kind of get in front of everybody, and so that this year they're not going to miss us when they see all the rest of the makeup companies and then come and find us later. So I'm super stoked for that. Yeah, booth is going to look the same as it always does. Hopefully you could hear me there. I'm not sure. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You'll be able to watch this back if you want to on the Facebook page and YouTube. I appreciate it. We will see you at Transworld. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great night.